The Neumann BCM-104. Let's shoot it out against the Soyuz 017 FET. Hey there, fellow mic addicts. It's Mark Yoshimoto Nemkov. In my recent video about the BCM-104, elicited a lot of responses from people who were like, yeah, I use that microphone, it's amazing. Or like, yeah, I'm really fascinated by it. I've seen it, but I've never really tried one. So, let's run some copy through it and compare it to what it sounds like to the Soyuz 017 FET. All right, here we go. Hold on, let me pull this up. I'm really unorganized today. Hold on. All right. Grab unlimited iced tea, lemonade, frescas, coffee, and Pepsi for just $8.99 a month when you join the My Plus Beverage Club. Sip unlimited. Participating bakery cafes only. Taxes and restrictions apply. All right, and here's the Soyuz. Grab unlimited iced tea, lemonade, frescas, coffee, and Pepsi for just $8.99 a month when you join the My Plus Beverage Club. Sip unlimited. Participating bakery cafes only. Taxes and restrictions apply. All right, so these are very different microphones. I think that's incredibly obvious just by listening to them, because the Soyuz 017 FET has a transformer. The BCM-104 does not. It's a transformerless circuit that is leaner sounding. It doesn't have that thickness, that vintagey vibe. This has more of a buttery sound, I think, overall. They're very, very similar in that they both emulate, but they trend towards the U87 sonic signature, which is an essential signature for VO. It's a sound that producers look for. They listen for on your auditions. They want to know if you're going to provide them with the correct sonic profile of your work. Is it mid-forward for a commercial? Right? So does it have the right sound for a documentary read? Producers listen for certain types of mic sounds. They may not be able to identify what those mics are, but they know what they're listening for. So the Soyuz 017 FET, as I have said before, has a vintage 87 sound, but really with more of a fuller 47 bottom end. The BCM-104 sounds like a very neutral U87 AI. It does not have the piercing high end of a TLM-103, despite, I think, sharing the same exact circuit as the 103, with a different capsule, different mic body, and really the built-in filtering below 20 Hz to relieve those subsonic frequencies of their obligation to ruin the sound of your microphone. Because think about it. So when you go down to subsonic range, when you really go down into the low range of a microphone, the cardioid pickup pattern, which, generally, you're using cardioid or hypercardioid or some form of cardioid for your VO, right? Your cardioid pickup pattern broadens at the high and low ends, so it becomes more of an omni pickup in the low end, which is why I think the TLM-103 feels so sensitive. I think it trends towards omni, and the circuit is built to actually pick up 5 Hz and up. So you're getting a lot of subsonic interference. And I think really, when people talk about how sensitive the TLM-103 is, the BCM-104 is just as sensitive. It's the same circuit. But it doesn't feel as sensitive. It doesn't feel like it picks up every little stray noise. Because it doesn't have that giant omni low end that screws up everything. What I like about this microphone, and again, there's really no better choice here. These are two different work tools. These are two different microphones that each do something really special. Now here, let me just demonstrate what I mean by that.
So if I go for a character voice, if I want to speak in a character voice up here, then it's very clear on this microphone I could be having a conversation with you across the table. But if I do that same voice on this microphone, it feels a little more intimate, like I'm leaning in and we're having a very intimate conversation.
So, as you can see, character voices, commercials, All these things require different sounds at different times. Now, remember Bob Ross? I should have worn my Bob Ross t-shirt. Remember Bob Ross, the happy little trees guy? Bob Ross was amazing because he showed me as a kid that painters have a lot of tools that they work with. You know, I grew up and painters were guys who stood on a hill in a smock with a palette with like 5 colors on it and one brush, right? But Bob Ross showed me that painters use like knives and blades and like different brushes for everything. There's different nuance for everything. And that's why acquiring different work tools in VO is appropriate. I won't say it's essential because there's some people who use the same microphone for commercials or narrations. And usually if you have a really rich character voice, not like character, but if your voice has a lot of character to it, you find one microphone that really highlights that character, whether it's a deep rasp or something about your voice that makes you unique. And that's your thing. It's like being a character actor, you know? Like Jason Bateman, even though he's a leading man, he kind of plays the same kind of character every time you see him on screen, right? He's very similar. He's very identifiable, whether it's a drama or a comedy. So you lean into what works. Does the BCM-104 work? Would you pick it? Would you pick it over the Soyuz 017 FET? Let me know what you think, all right? I want to hear your comments. I want to read your comments. I want to hear them. I want to read them. I want to see them. I want to be with them. Oh, God, that sounds awful. So I want to have a conversation about microphones. So like, comment, subscribe. You know the whole thing. I hate the begging. I'm so sorry. And until next time, this is Mark Yoshimoto Nemkov, fading to black.